up, but last game they didn't even get to that point.
I mean, the proactivity came from Bin and then maybe Angel trying to find flanks, but apart from that, Suning left to the wayside.
Well, and the problem was that RNG found a lead at such an early level, right? It was level 3, level 4 when they got ahead, and it felt really hard for Suning to make any plays after that point. So we need to see Suning at least be able to get a few levels under their belts and give SOFM the ability to start playing around these river skirmishes more and see better coordination and communication from the mid jungle, where last game we saw Angel just kind of ignore SOFM fighting for that scuttle.
We're going to see something out of Suning because this is their last series before we go towards summer for them.
Actually, it's very true. That is both of these teams' last series, which I don't know if it's something we've really reiterated enough. RNG, of course, are going to be in playoffs, but neither of these teams get another chance in the regular season.
We'll see each other in summer here. Suning going to finish the split 6-10 or 7-9 at this point. They are already out due to the earlier victory of Vici Gaming. And then only 3 teams left in the playoffs race in Vici, OMG, but WE. We need to see where RNG finish off their split, though, on 9 or on 8, moving into the second game. And I see no real change here in the runes across the board. SOFM, I mean, he's the person that started, like, Predator Olaf, right? That we also saw the Redemption Lee Sin was SOFM, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, I think.
Or
but
at least one of the first.
We actually do see a rune change in Huanfeng, who actually this time is going to go for more of the team fighting and skirmishing Ezreal, getting those 10 stacks of Conquer and trying to deal more damage. But that's about it.
Not as exciting as you think. Airy on the Syndra as well. Pretty standard. Unless you see the... I'm sad we don't see the Electrocute matchup here against Xiaohu, but it is Ignite versus Ignite in the mid lane. So take Teleport out of the woodworks. Although we do have one on the Ezreal.
This game, it does feel like Suning's scaling is better in the ultra late game with the Ezreal, with Trundle having less kind of an immediate frontline to deal with.
This is there on the sphere.
And with RNG also having the LeBlanc this time around. So if you can get to a point of like 35, 40 minutes, Suning could feel pretty good, but last game, we didn't even get to think about that.
No, the game was done in 30 minutes in a composition that
under 30 minutes
that we expected to be like, all right, well, we're going to be really patient and slow with RNG. Because if we talk about RNG, while they may not be a slow team, they do close out their games very methodically when they are in this controlled state. And at least slowly, I should say.
Yep, and this time, I'd say where junglers want to look is very similar to last game. Both of them wanting to look through this mid lane, and for Xiaolongbao, you could look for ganks on top side, and for SOFM, I feel like it's a lot more about counter-ganking top.
But you can see Xiaolongbao still waiting here patiently. Angel angling towards the side of his jungler, who is actually invading at the moment. Xiaohu's jumping on in. The heal does come through. And the flash over the wall. SOFM has the advantage here. Xiao has the burn in, but he doesn't make it. Scatter the Weak also hits Xiaolongbao. Over the wall, he's going to have to run with a great pillar placement as well. Is he going to have to burn his flash? Well, he holds it for now. He kites around Angel a bit too far forward. Oh, is he going to burn down? Is he? No. But that was too damn close.
Did SOFM cancel an auto at the end? Kind of looked like he did, but
it was interesting 2v2.
It wasn't. We said how it would be pretty hard for SOFM to kind of come into this lane because Xiaohu does have the distortion, but RNG being the ones looking for the aggressive play, so already blows the distortion. Then SOFM hovering over the place he was originally, so not able to go there, leaving Xiaolongbao in a very awkward position on the other side of the lane, and then failing his flash is what sealed the deal.
And in game 2, much like game 1, but reversed, First Blood goes to the mid laner here, with jungle attention giving the assist. So Angel, at the very least, after burning everything, is still going to be ahead in this lane.
And a really crucial thing to point out, too, is they are also able to pick up 3 control wards, actually. SOFM has 2. So going to be able to start turning this into vision control and then start trying to snowball through there, because they have constant pressure on pretty much both sides of the map, because Rakan having a lot of agency in this matchup against the Braum, but we can start seeing this Trundle look for aggressive moves on the top side of the map, especially with Bin constantly pushing in long chain.
It feels like we get an accurate representation of what the Trundle with Predator was meant to be in game 1, where he didn't actually get to use it aggressively here. So we'll see what SOFM is able to do now, having picked up boots, while Xiaolongbao with the skirmishing smite heading over the Dragon Wall.
Ooh, I actually like this, being very creative.
Pings are going down. They shouldn't have seen him.
Oh, no.
Now expecting that he's towards the bottom side with the wave pushed out.
Oh, I think
it's
because Xiaohu was leaning bot as well.
Oh, okay.
So Xiaohu walked towards the bot, Pixel Brush, recalled, and that's probably what made Suning's bot lane back off.
Xiaolongbao was spotted on a ward anyway, and Huanfeng backs away, picks up the Sheen here for the laning phase and teleports back on in. The wave pushing against Suning. Actually, it looks like it's resetting a bit here as well. On the side of RNG, Xiaolongbao still on the bottom side, but so is SOFM, who this game around has a massive CS advantage and a level lead.
And you have pressure in bot lane. And we talked about how mid lane is kind of a skill matchup, but Syndra having a lot more wave clear than LeBlanc, going to be a lot easier to get that push. Is a level up right now. Actually, Xiaohu did just hit level 5.
Starting the Dragon. Angel versus Xiaohu, but they're just going to leave SOFM on this Dragon. Xiaolongbao's like, whatever.
Yeah, pretty confusing. Looks like Xiaolongbao is trying to hover towards mid, maybe to either look for a gank, but probably to try to let Xiaohu get pressure so they can roam towards bot. But with Sword Art disappearing from the lane, just say, hey, Betty's not in bot lane, we're just going to give up this Dragon.
I'm sad we didn't get a replay of the mid play. That was one that needed to be dissected, I think.
Just looks like that RNG didn't anticipate that SOFM would be around the mid lane, right? Xiaohu really committed a lot, missed his chain, which was huge. Feels like he should have backed off at that point regardless, but still trying to pick up the kill is what set them behind to begin with.
It feels like it's dictated the pace of this game. It feels like it's the biggest part of this game, definitely is so far. Because at this point, after getting the Dragon, SOFM has backed away, now hovering around the mid wave.
I want to see if RNG could try and set up a gank top, where we did just see that the lane is pushing into Longxing. You have the CC and lockdown coming in from the Maokai, all the damage with Xiaolongbao, but Suning are hovering bot, threatening a dive, and look where Betty is on the minimap. He has to just completely give up any waves.
It's so scared by the presence of Angel and SOFM while they just take away the red buff anyway.
And this goes back to the mid lane matchup, not only being a skill matchup, but is also very
fickle.
Yeah, fickle, fragile,
yeah.
Like very easy to sway in either way depending on who comes out ahead.
What do you think about the top lane matchup? Because we're seeing a 1 versus 1 that's about to be influenced by Xiaolongbao. He needs to get there and help his top laner as Longxing now has to flash away. Bin knows he's in a bit of trouble. He has his own flash, but he's not going to use it. Burns down Xiaolongbao with his first kill of the game, while the dive bottom is going to come through. Ming flashes away himself. And they can't find anything more but are pushing in.
Yeah, so RNG come out ahead on the top side of the map. Longxing maybe going to be able to pick up some play gold, which is really good if he can get things like the Bramble Vest and then start trying to win out in these trades against Bin. But as if I'm staying around bot.
He's going to be spotted out, but there's nothing more they can get off the pillar. Just scares Betty and Ming away for a little bit and is spotted leaving the lane.
And this time around, RNG are the ones who really need to try to look for this Herald play. Talking about how in pretty much the stages of ultra late game they get outscaled. Does feel like in mid game their comp should do a bit better with the fact that they have a Varus as compared to an Ezreal. But still, going back to that mid lane advantage, the fact that Angel does have these Sorcerer Boots now is going to be really big for the side of Suning.
SOFM continues to farm meanwhile, though. I mean, this is what SOFM does. If people want the understanding of this jungler, SOFM will farm again, invade, take your farm, and then farm his own farm.
Nice, but
he's literally a farmer.
That is what he's doing, but do you know what RNG are doing? They're moving up towards the top side of the map. Of course, Sword Art is here already, but Huanfeng's still in Fountain.
He doesn't have TP. I was expecting TP play. Xiaolongbao spotted out, but doesn't matter. They're going to have to clear some of the vision here set up as Bin moves into Fog of War, but no Cyclone available.
I actually like that RNG just instead commit to going top lane and clearing out vision, sending Longxing to push out bot wave first. So going to force someone from Suning down bot, and then now we can see Longxing start heading up.
Here comes Tokyo Drift to the mid lane here as well. He doesn't have to really swerve any corners, but he's running straight towards that objective with Predator, pulling that movement speed in. Down at 3k, SOFM right behind it now as well. RNG looking to pull off it, but I think it'll just run to this Trundle, and they give him a pretty nice leash at this point. Chains of Corruption comes through, but all 5 towards the pit. Bin with a great ulti, but in the backline, Huanfeng has been burnt out as through the flash. Xiaolongbao finds it. His ulti did work here. SOFM will get the objective, but Xiaolongbao is still alive, and Angel is ticking down. Suning still in the choke. I mean, Bin now is in a lot of trouble. Xiaohu runs forward. Bin needs one more auto, and he's gonna die. He will get the trade-off onto Xiaohu while Longxing tries desperately to get the kill, and does. SOFM finds a kill onto Xiaolongbao, and this was just messy as all hell. Ming, stop his back.
Oh,
not in time.
Still, though, Suning coming out slightly ahead with SOFM pretty much ignoring the team fight entirely.
He likes
just
the bump.
deciding to pick, yes, he does. Deciding to pick up the Rift Herald, so 2 for 2, but RNG at least going to get a plate on the end of it, but you feel good if you're Suning.
Absolutely, especially since this is 4 more kills than they picked up in the entire game 1. We'll have a look at this again.
And we saw that RNG kind of not on the same page about the fact that Longxing came up so late by trying to set the bot wave, but they try to go for the engage now to dissuade Suning from continuing the Herald. We see Xiaohu get on Huanfeng right away, but at the same time, everyone's on Betty, gets pretty much deleted. SOFM this whole time has not been part of the fight, and this is where it's going to start breaking off into 2 directions with Xiaolongbao going up, and SOFM is going to follow right now. And on the other side, Longxing and Xiaohu going to fight a 2v2, trying to get onto Bin. Bin does kill Xiaohu, though. And still, yeah, pretty much comes out even.
We're at a point where SOFM's doing what Xiaolongbao did to him last game, taking away camps right in front of his eyes. And 2-level lead now on SOFM, who's made his presence known towards the top side with Rift Herald behind them. Angel here also on the play. Predator being used again. Xiaolongbao does not have his Lambs Respite, and he's deleted. Xiaohu jumps in with the help of Longxing. They get a 1-for-1 trade. This could actually be okay if they can find SOFM, but he's too tanky at this point. Huanfeng goes forward as well. Great pillar placement yet again. Longxing trying to help out as Subjugate comes through. Nature's Grasp. We're getting epically messy here with Bin joining the fight as well.
Still, I don't actually think this is too bad for the side of RG with the fact that Betty is down in the bot lane alone, picking up all that solo XP and solo gold, to where Suning have just shared absolutely everything, and they still had Angel going down.
You can see Suning really want to force issue, and it's great. Teleport coming through. That means Bin, they know he's down here. So RNG pushing forward.
Yep, just pushing up that top lane. Looks like they're going to try and put some threat on a dive.
Betty with the solo kill onto a Wukong. Hang on a minute. First Cyclone going to come through, and I think Betty actually okay here with the help of his jungler, and Bin just goes down, gives the mark, while RNG are diving Huanfeng. Longxing picks up the kill. He's able to take up a couple more shots. Angel coming through as well. He has the unleashed power. He kills Ming. Good scatter the weak. And RNG have just walked into this willingly.
And
Flushed over the wall.
This is really disappointing because right before we got that really cool play on the bottom side, I was going to say RNG shouldn't look for this top dive. They should know that Angel's actually coming out from Fountain, so can be walking anywhere on the map. SOFM was just topside, so should be in his topside jungle. And RNG do get 2 picks across the map, which is nice, but still Suning being able to get something in return also feels good. But look at Longxing's KDA. Longxing is a bounty.
That's a big Maokai, but I will say in response, Angel picking up the remainder of the kill, plus the turret plating here, that's a 5-2 Syndra. Now, we have seen people like Knight, people like Xiaohu himself here on Syndra and what he can do. Angel set up to succeed as we watch this dive again.
Yeah, Longxing just saying, I'm too tanky, ignores the turret completely, just goes in. They do find both of these, so it still does feel pretty good for the side of RNG, but of course Angel just able to walk over, does get the kill right away onto Ming, then Xiaohu goes down as well, and Longxing keeping the KDA intact.
He manages to get out as well. That's what matters. That's right, the KDA hit for the Maokai.
You know what really disappoints me though about you pointing out the 5-2 Syndra is
what?
That Xiaohu was supposed to have pressure in the side lanes and kind of dissuade Angel from even being able to match him. Of course, not a mobile champion, just an immobile mage, so going to be very tough. But now he's at a point where if he is in a side lane against Xiaohu, he should just be able to come out ahead.
Picked up the Luden's Echo first before Xiaohu did as well, to be noted. He's also up about 15 CS. Sorry, let's make it 10. Let's count properly, ladies and gentlemen. 10 CS up over Xiaohu. Longxing is up CS over the Wukong. Tree beats Monkey. That's something we're learning here today. That's science.
We've seen twice in a row. Does look like it's true.
Rock beats Monkey. Tree beats Monkey.
So what does Monkey beat?
Monkey beats Crocodile, doesn't he? Or doesn't he not?
I don't think so.
Okay. Monkey beats
I think
Lumberjack.
I think he beats Set, whatever Set is considered.
Monkey beats Kingpin.
There we go.
Monkey beats, okay, it was not even about the Monkey. Chains of Corruption was close. You can see it there. Through the transition of the Battle Dancers. But now RNG are in a pretty difficult spot. Ming's going to get destroyed here in a second. He's over the wall. SOFM charging forward as Huanfeng pushes him, forces a flash out of Ming.
Remember, RNG are the team that are going to abuse any window they have to try to create pressure.
Yeah.
Even if it's a window they shouldn't and puts them in harm's way.
You talked about the ultra late game scaling, and for Suning, they're like, that's fine. We're at an even gold point. We're heading towards that stage in about 30 minutes. As we've hit the 15-minute mark now, and everyone's going to be backing away.
And let's not act as if RNG don't have a chance in these late game team fights, because they do still have double frontline with a Kindred and on-hit Varus. So it's not, they're not going to be completely, exactly, Fed Maokai. They're not going to be completely shut out of these fights. But with SOFM in the game this time around.
Oh my god, but Sorda takes a turret shot. You must leave, sir. Huanfeng, you as well. Sorry, what were you saying?
SOFM in the game this time around, able to steal those tank stats. Huanfeng going to get very big on this Ezreal. Syndra going to be doing a ton of damage and able to burst down pretty much any of the squishy carries on the side of RNG. It just does feel like they have that slight edge, and it should be easier for them to execute.
Tell me, Mr. Flamengo coach, what is the most crucial point of a Kindred?
Probably say 3 items.
Okay. I'll look forward to that because we've only got 1 here.
I mean, at its core, you are still an AD carry, right? Even if you aren't necessarily building like an AD carry, the longer the game goes, the better it feels.
She's technically an ADC because we've seen her twice here in the bottom lane.
I was going to say, we have seen her ADC, actually. Who was the other one? It was SMLZ and...
Maybe it was only once. Maybe it's because I saw it over in, I think one of the national leagues over in Europe played her as Sword Art. Has just been caught out here. That's an easy kill. Now, Suning need to stop that.
Nice analysis.
Teleport coming through. All right, boys, let's show Huanfeng how it's done. Fed Maokai, kill number 4. Let's go. This guy's a carry.
And this is great. RNG's comp really wanting to play around with this LeBlanc in the side lane.
Ooh. Corruption. SOFM matching the flash here. He doesn't have Predator available and he can't use it. He's getting slowed down. They really want to kill SOFM, but at least they'll force him out with 40 seconds of Dragon.
The great thing about it is, sure, they are going to end up giving over top tier 1 to Bin, but with how low that turret is, you should just think of it as gone regardless. Going to find this pick in the bottom side is going to allow them to start setting up for this Drake before Suning get a chance to, and set them up for the teamfight win that they really need to start getting a good foothold in this game.
10 seconds till it comes through. We talked about the mountain stats before there as well. I can't believe, by the way, that we have another mountain rift.
True. But another interesting thing to note is that RNG do have the Rift Herald, so they can try to force some kind of tempo play, either mid or bot, by dropping that down and then turning over towards the Dragon.
Give it to the Maokai lane. Whatever lane he's in, that's what matters. He's already got a Spirit Visage and a Sunfire in under 20 minutes in the game. Has lost a bit of that CS lead, but that doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Xiaolong Bao, the one you talked about here with the Rift Herald in hand, has caught up a little bit on SOFM. It was a much bigger lead before. And Rift Herald's getting put down in the mid lane. RNG have now grouped up as 5.
Yep, but they are going to be able to drop that Herald and create tempo, but let's keep our eyes on Bin on the mini-map.
He's been spotted out on a control ward. Xiaohu is going over to deal with him as Lungxing has been caught out, but Scat of the Week, not enough here. He's still so damn tanky as Rift Herald gets the charge, but won't get the turret with this push. Bin backing away into the river.
Yep, looks like Bin is really committing to that flanking position, though, so if he can get onto Betty and Xiaolong Bao, it's going to make it a pretty easy teamfight win for Suning.
RNG want to go forward. Bin still sitting on a ward here. Now moving forward past the river itself. The Scuttle has just disappeared for RNG too. Xiaohu over the wall. You can see a bit of damage onto SOFM.
Yeah, not going to really be able to chunk down Rakan or Trundle very low. Rakan, of course, going to have some sustain in his kit. Trundle being pretty tanky.
That's a big bit of positioning. Good block by Ming. They're pinging out. That have an idea. RNG sticking as 5. That can be a detriment against the Wukong.
And sending Xiaohu to push out that wave in the bot lane.
And as you can see, Suning, they do start up the Dragon, but they're backing away. This is nice and coy here. Bin now going invisible, looking for the engager against the wall. Good scat of the week here on top of Betty. The Dragon is secured by Suning, but into the backline, Lungxing hits first, and they hit hard. Now Suning are confused and sent apart. Xiao picks up SOFM, and Lungxing can't die because that tree stands with the rest of the Ents.
I love that we didn't even need the Lamb's Respite. Longxing doing such a great job as a frontliner, and we saw Xiaohu with his patience waiting off for that flank, was able to jump in there and force out some flashes from Sword Art, Huanfeng, and Angel. And RNG are the ones who come out with the teamfight win when we were saying, hey, Suning have a pretty strong teamfighting comp, but in these mid-game fights, does feel like the Varus is going to do a lot more. Long Xing is just such a monster right now. LeBlanc as well did get that loot in Zeko, so is able to start putting out some punishment as well.
I mean, Xiaohu now has a bounty. You saw in that fight. I mean, he had a pretty big moment as well. I know we'll see it right here as to how it started.
Yep, we see Xiaohu going in immediately. Ming with a really good ult to zone them off. And Long Xing going in, just completely denying every member from the side of Suning. But Xiaohu's distortion in, zoning off Huanfeng and Angel, it seems is what really led RNG to a teamfight victory.
I think Angel's really putting in some effort, though. Like, Angel has had some pretty good moments, even in that back end of the fight. Good scout of the week to start off on Betty.
You know, Angel is number 5 in my mid lane.
Is he?
List. Yeah. Number 5 might sound pretty high to some people, but actually feels like he's been quietly the best member of this roster all split. Not even quietly. It's been pretty loud in your face.
We should release a tier list of playoff players. Unfortunately, Angel wouldn't be there. A bit of an idea is... Okay, Lamb's Respite underneath the turret. Now, Sword Art gets low, but RNG are lower. Ming flashes away. The True Shot Barrage doesn't connect onto Xiaolong Bao, and Sword Art manages to skimp away while Xiaohu was looking for a flank at the end.
Yep, Suning were able to get pressure. Of course, they died, so they kind of got on the map first since RNG had to get through those recalls. RNG sent members to side lanes, Suning saying, hey, we don't care about side lanes right now. We're just going to force 5 mid. Are able to take that turret. And gold's still pretty even.
Yeah. Only 700 gold lead here for RNG at 21 minutes into the game. Ping's going towards topside, so this will expand a little bit with Xiaohu picking up this solo turret gold on this LeBlanc. So 300 in the back pocket here for the mid laner.
RNG right now should finally be at a point where you can't challenge Xiaohu in the side lane. Long Xing as well, he's not going to go down to Bin's Wukong. So you can constantly create pressure by pushing those out and trying to create man advantage and look for picks with the LeBlanc.
You can see the Xiaolong Bao just shadowing there. The threat is real for Suning. Sword Art going to be backing away, but RNG is a unit. All moving in. The Mountain Rift offers so many advantages for this, I guess, Assassin Maokai.
It's not an Assassin Maokai, please.
This big Maokai.
There we go.
He still hits hard. Like, early game tank damage, people forget. Is the base numbers are big for a reason, right?
True, but we are out of early game.
It's still early enough for a Maokai.
Still, RNG tried to find the play. They set up their side lanes really well, moved over as a unit, tried to find a pick, but Suning didn't fight. On the side of Suning, you can take it soul like you did there. Another option is when you see Xiaohu or Long Xing pushing out side lanes, you can just say, hey, you know, I don't really care about side lanes. If you take another turret, it doesn't really do much for your composition. We're just going to force 5 against your 3 or 4 man core and try and turn that into a teamfight win and then maybe something like a Baron.
Which is sitting up and waiting. I'm also concerned about the Mountain Soul that isn't going to be acquired by either team, but the Mountain Dragon coming up in a minute 30. Suning do have vision control around this objective, but not going to be starting it just yet as RNG pressuring towards the river. Onto SOFM. The chain is going to land here. I mean, does he have the flash? I think so. He's going to use the subjugation. Chain's corruption onto Huanfeng, but the damage coming through. They've taken down Xiaolong Bao before he can ulti. Long Xing ultis on the backside himself, now on top of Bin. But RNG don't have the man advantage anymore. SOFM is chasing as Xiaohu jumps back in onto this Trundle. Scout of the week not going to connect. He backs away. SOFM survives, but bit back and forth there.
RNG were the ones who forced this play, trying to find a pick onto Trundle, but we saw, especially with Angel's damage, is how much it is. Xiaolong Bao didn't even get time to use Lamb's Respite, just through the CC chain that Suning used.
I mean, Ming put up the door, but yeah, even through that. And at the end of the day, Suning, a hell of a lot better than game 1, but this game 2 is quite favorable every time we see a fight.
This has been a problem we've seen with RNG in the past as well, where...
Is this the same problem?
The longer the game keeps going, it doesn't matter. They're still going to keep trying to ram their faces into you. Like, anytime they see you alone on the map, they're going to kind of ignore vision, look for the plays no matter what.
It's kind of like IG, but you don't have the same, I guess, star talent roster, right?
I'd say it's different than IG because the RNG still do it as a team, right? They're still moving as a unit. They're still kind of pushing out side lanes and this kind of thing, but they are just constantly going too soon or not waiting for the complete setup.
It is now too soon. Long Xing pushing forward yet again here. And taking the damage of one.
Do have Bin, who's able to look for a flank. He's waiting in the same spot that he did before.
I mean, he's 1-4. This Wukong is all about this fight.
He's all about just knocking everyone up, setting up for Angel and Huanfeng.
He's backing for now. I don't think that's legit. doesn't have TP available. He has to stick around. Pings are getting spammed by Suning. Two-shot barrage goes through, does hit Shalom on the back end here. The Nature's Grass going to be coming through. They've found SOFM and he's dead, but in the backline, Xiaohu gets 1-0 here from Angel. The backline enables Bin here as well, who gets the double flash Cyclone, as Suning now take them all apart. A double kill for Bin and Langxing, the only one left alive. It was over before it began. Here with a big Syndra.
That was so massive from Angel. We saw them fail last team by getting zoned off by Xiaohu and Langxing. But this time, Angel says, I don't care about your Maokai. Flashes right over the wall. Like you said, 100-0 to LeBlanc. And that was pretty much all she wrote for that team fight coming out for RNG.
Suning now have the gold lead. They had the Mountain Soul on the horizon as well. And Suning have a 7-2 mid laner in the form of Angel with a Banshee's Veil. I'm sure something else is going to get picked up here as well. All elements coming together here for Suning in Game 2.
Even Angel's pretty much right on the cusp of being able to buy that Blade of the Rune King, so he's getting to that point where he's very strong as well. We've seen, okay, Bin maybe not having the huge impact in terms of damage, but that's not why you pick Wukong in these compositions. It's really just about trying to get that double knockup.
Of course, Wanfeng with Blade of the Rune King. Let's have a look again.
Keep your eyes on Angel right here. Lands the Scatter of the Weak, and it doesn't care about anything. Just flashes over, lands that ult, is in a good position now with Sword Art CCing everyone. Chaining it so perfectly with Bin, comes in and lands that knockup. And Wanfeng just ignoring the Maokai, damaging the rest of the members of RNG.
Second time that Lamb's Respite didn't get used in a fight. Shalom died again without using his ulti.
Yes, he did.
And that is like the core ultimate that you look towards here for the side of RNG.
It was one of the things that got buffed.
Yeah. More healing now, especially towards the later levels.
Yep.
Xiaolongbao.
He is level 11, so...
Why are we watching this?
Because Betty's coming.
Oh, Nature's Grass. So is Bin going to die here?
Yes.
Well, Chains of Corruption going to be used. Double Cyclone here, but Betty!
Ooh.
Oh no, it's Wukong!
Yes.
Until it's not.
Yep. Really interesting play coming out from RNG, but does just give
True shot barrage.
Ooh.
Yeah,
nope,
doesn't hit him. Xiaohu now poking his head in at Baron. They want to stop this one.
The fact that you are LeBlanc, though, does give you a lot of tools to just kind of constantly look for this poke, though, and it is giving time for the rest of RNG to move up. So great play from RNG, getting the pick and bot, knowing, hey, we have the tools to stop Suning from doing the Baron.
Works out. Putting that timer back here for RNG.
And just keeping this in simple terms, once again, RNG is about getting pressure through a side lane.
Yep.
Suning is better at the front-to-back team fight. If LeBlanc can find an angle to get onto Angel or Wanfeng, that is still an option they have in these team fights, but we keep seeing that the CC chain doesn't even give Xiaolongbao the time to use things like the Lamb's Respite.
And also the fact is, like, the burst that comes through that RNG can't react to. Angel, even Wanfeng at this point,
Yeah.
Bin as well in the back line. Not more about the burst, but the CC chain. And Sword Art is going to face check. Oh, no. Langxing on a mission, though. Look at this Maokai. He's angry. Langxing wants to punch someone, and so he's going to punch an Explorer here. Winter's Bite to slow him down. The Conqueror comes through. He flashes away. Now with SOFM, there's Bin. Big flanking monkey. Goes back to the zoo for now.
Well, Sword Art is down. It would be a 5v4, so maybe not the best play they should be looking for. But Sword Art going and getting Vision by himself, not even Vision in the river or anything, going straight into RNG's jungle. Pretty disrespectful from him. Not having the best season this year, honestly.
No, he's not. What did you rate him this year as support? Because it's all
I
about rankings.
I have him like 11th or something.
At the moment or at the start of the year?
Oh, at the
start of the year, I had him top 3.
Oh, I had him, yeah, like third, fourth.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, coming from coaching in the LMS, Sword Art's a player I've always thought very highly of, but this split, he's just not showing up.
Even last year with SMLZ, I thought Sword Art had some highlight moments, especially in a team that had low lights for part of their split, especially in spring. But Sword Art, you're right. I mean, he doesn't hit high in the sports here. I think Ming as well has gone up and down in certain cases here this year. This game he is having a better performance.
Judging RNG is just so hard because players just don't become worse or become inconsistent out of nowhere, right? It points to some kind of either systemic or communication, some sort of issues within your team.
That as an audience member or even as a caster, it's so hard to find out, right? And even if you do find out, a lot of the time you wouldn't ever say it on stream.
Well, and realistically, if RNG themselves, you know, are struggling to put the pieces together of how to fix it.
How the hell are we meant to?
Right?
I mean, as casters, we're meant to know all.
You know, a thing I liked that you pointed out before was you using the word burst, because even if Xiaohu tries to jump in.
I'm going to have to interrupt you. Teleport in the backline. Lung Xing says, let's go. It's Kitty Cat Meow Meow. Huanfeng into the backline, or rather Lung Xing is, finds the knockup. 80 carries dead. Chains Corruption falls the flash, and Bin comes in for the flank. It's a great Cyclone. It's a great wombo from Suning as everybody bounces. Cancel that. RNG have lost this fight. It's just about when. As Angel with the scat of the week on top. That's an easy push towards the Baron.
Let's remember that Huanfeng is not the Fed member of this team. It is all about the Syndra. But still, Bin and Sword Art, actually right after criticizing Sword Art, they set up that play so beautifully, allowed for Angel to land all of that AoE damage. And like you pointed out, actually, who cares about the Baron? You can have Mountain Soul for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, give it to this Wukong. Why not? But RNG scattered to the wind now, back to the base and dead.
Well, and this also leads me to thinking, like, if LeBlanc ever does even find a flanking angle to jump on top of Angel, it does just feel like Angel can 100 to 0 at this point. It doesn't even matter. Like, come into me, LeBlanc. What can you do?
8-2 versus 4-4. It's Rabadon's Ludens versus Ludens, Banshees, Void Staff, needlessly large rod. And that, you know, essentially at this point, that's a big rod because Angel, level 16, is a very big Syndra. And we're just getting to that point where you talked about ultra late game. I feel like we're partially there.
It's kind of funny just constantly remembering that in Season 10, it is like ultra late game at like 30 minutes where we do have Dragon Soul. And Elder are going to be up in 5 minutes, right? Things like that Execute are just going to be so dangerous. And look at Huanfeng's build and how defensive it is. Of course, he went for the Iceborne Gauntlet, and then him going towards the Maw, just saying, hey, I'm going to try and survive in these team fights, make you guys waste as many cooldowns and bursts as you can. Then my boy Angel's going to clean up.
As he has been doing each and every fight. 34 kills, 32 minutes in, Mountain Soul acquired. Baron's still sitting there, waiting as Betty's going to pick up red buff. You can see the whole of Suning have control towards River, and they're just clearing out vision for now. But that ward inside the pit, now to be spotted out as Suning start the Baron.
Feels like it's going to be very hard for RNG to find any way in onto this. We need to see Xiaohu be able to get on top of Angel and kind of coordinate a play with Long Xing.
Towards the back of the pit for now. Xiaolongbao face first into this one. Lung Xing has the ulti. Scatter the weak.
There's so much damage.
And Xiaohu comes in as well. Sword Art at half health. The Nature's Grasp sweeping through the river. That's the Subjugate as well.
Ooh.
Cornered against the pillar. That sucks.
And Huanfeng Eing in so aggressively, forcing Long Xing to flash.
And again, now Lung Xing without a flash, without an ultimate True Shot Barrage doesn't land, but it might not need to. The Righteous Glory comes through. SOFM is dead, but remember, we need to look towards the Syndra. Into the backline yet again. Bin finds the ulti, and Betty's dead. That's 3 for the side of Suning. Xiaolongbao and Xiaohu are the remnants of what was. As Huanfeng, of course he can eat forward. Feels like this game is just done.
And we saw exactly how that fight went with Xiaolongbao flashing out immediately, but leaving the members with no flashes, Betty, Ming, and...
Mountain Soul is really hard to deal with. The Ignite comes through. Bin will die here. Good shutdown. Game won't be over here and now, but still, we've got long death time as that inhibitor's gone.
Yeah, Suning are in a great position in terms of where their composition is. And like we were just saying, Xiaolongbao flashing out right away, not even throwing down the Lambs Respite for his teammates first.
Yeah.
Feels
Did he
like
not use it again?
Yeah, no, because he flashed out right away. So
yeah.
he wasn't even in the burst. He kept it for himself. Feels like he could have let down that Lambs Respite, kind of help his teammates get some more damage onto Suning. The team fight shouldn't turn out differently, but maybe it does, right? Maybe it opens up an avenue there, but still, Xiaolongbao not having the best time on this Kindred.
No, he is not. When game 1 we saw he had a great time. It's kind of surprising.
They go in, they get the kill on SOFM, and here we saw he just flashed out right away, kind of left his teammates to their own devices. Betty has no flash, so he's stuck, and now Xiaolongbao is left with nowhere to go.
Suning doing a good job of recovering here in this game. Again, they're out of playoffs, but the thing is, we wanted to see what Suning could show us towards summer. This is one of the highlights towards Suning, as Xiaohu's going to go against that in a second. but that's just LeBlanc things.
If I'm Angel and Sword Art, I just want to win this game just to put Longxing down. Even if he's still your friend, you know, just kind of like, hey, buddy, not this time.
As we talk about, if RNG loses series, I know this is only second game, and Suning haven't closed it out yet. I might actually pause on that. We'll talk about that afterwards, because Suning starting the Baron here, RNG walking towards it. As Bin is behind, looking for that flanking position yet again. He goes in towards the pit. Longxing uses the ultimate. Chain Corruption is there. Angel blocks it though. Until he doesn't, Longxing at half health, not really a tank anymore. Xiaohu finds his way in. They're targeting SOFM, but in again with the ulti from Bin. Finally, the Lamb's Respite comes down, but doesn't change anything. Bin with ult number 2. Betty takes the ultimate himself from this fed Syndra through the mid lane, and Xiaohu's dealing with Juan Fong. Runaway RNG. I think Xiaohu's either dead or out of the fight. As Flushing here, Angel with a good scat of the week, and Ming's gonna die as well eventually. Shalambao running as far as he can, but Mountain Soul gets refreshed, and yep, if you don't have ulti, goodbye.
And this time it's the complete reverse of game 1. Not only does it not have the damage, but the Mountain Shield being so clutch in these fights.
Yeah, massive. Enables them to end the game, and we go to another game 3 here tonight. We're Suning kind of say, RNG, we're going to make it a bit hard for you to secure anything higher than 7th or 8th at this point.
You know, and you were talking about how